top headlines that we are gathering from the world of commodities. But first up, let's put the spotlight on oil market then. Brent crude today is trading with gains of nearly 0.3% as we speak to trade near that $66.8 per barrel mark. Now remember, US-China trade talks and the trade truce has been extended by another 90 days and it will now become effective in the first week of November. This has led to optimism on improving ties between the two largest economies of the world, China and US, and that has led to the kind of surge that we are seeing in oil prices globally. Traders are also eyeing the all-important meeting between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin that is expected to happen on Friday. So all eyes will be on that. And if at all a peace deal is signed between Russia and Ukraine, perhaps supply of oil in the global market could surge. That will weigh heavy on oil prices in the global market. But let's also put the spotlight on the yellow metal then. On an intraday basis, gold is up nearly 0.2% to trade near that $3,350 per ounce mark, and it ended nearly 1.5% lower in trade yesterday. But despite that, it has started on a strong footing today. Remember, there was this confusion on whether import of bullion into US would attract tariffs or not, but Trump has now clarified that import of bullion will not be subject to tariffs, but traders are still awaiting for any kind of formal clarification that could come in on import of bullion into the United States. But despite that, we are seeing some kind of gains come in for the gold market as well. But apart from gold and oil, which other commodities continue to remain in focus? Kanishka is now joining us with a roundup. Kanishka, over to you.
Hi Ashesha, very good afternoon. Now, iron ore and lithium are the commodities that we are focusing on today. First up, let's talk about iron ore. Now, prices have risen for the second straight session, with Singapore futures climbing above that $104 per ton mark. Traders are betting on Chinese government-mandated steel production cuts ahead of the next month's military parade in Beijing, with reports that mills in the north have been told to cut output to ensure clear skies during the September 3rd event. Meanwhile, let's also talk about lithium. Now, that has also seen prices rising after battery giant CATL halted operations at a major Chinese mine. Apart from that, the China Lithium Association has also called for stronger supply chain security, curbs on unfair competition, and a push for R&D, innovation, and long-term supply agreements, which is also keeping lithium in focus today. Now, prices, they are up almost 4.7% today and over 20% in the last month. Now, both with supply disruptions and policy-driven output cuts in play, both these commodities remain highly sensitive to further news from China.
So iron ore and lithium, those are the commodities that you need to keep an eye out on in trade today. Thanks so much, Kanishka, for joining us with all those details. But let's now turn our focus to the skies then. And India has recorded normal rainfall so far this monsoon season. But the distribution has been highly uneven across states. Between the 1st of June and August 10, the country received 539 millimeter of rainfall, which is just about 1% above the long period average of 535.6 millimeter during the corresponding period. So what lies ahead, and will the patchy rainfall pattern even out as the season progresses? To answer that and to give us the outlook for the rest of the monsoon season, we are now joined by AVM GP Sharma, President at Skymet. Mr. Sharma, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. So rainfall has largely been at par with the long period average, but the distribution has been uneven. But if you can elaborate on this, and do you expect the uneven monsoon to even out as the season progresses?
Thanks, Ashisha. See, last when we spoke, we mentioned that the monsoon was definitely in a better condition, good condition, wherein the rainfall was a little in excess also, more than the normal rainfall. But then there have been some hiccups in the month of August now. This is on two counts. One, we call it as the break monsoon conditions. There was some break monsoon condition wherein the rainfall reduces over many parts of the country, plus the rainfall belt shifts. It mostly gets aligned along the foothills of the Himalayas, starting with, say, even Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and going further eastward up to Bihar, and also over the southern parts, southern interior peninsula, parts of, say, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, even parts of south interior Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. These are the pockets. So last about 10, 12 days, these conditions have prevailed, wherein the rainfall has been dominated over these areas. And because of this, the surplus rainfall, which was there till July, that has been consumed. Mind you, at the end of July, we had almost about 106% of long period average. As of today, like you said, 1% more than normal, that also has been consumed. And as of today, if you talk about, it is now break even, 0, 0. Whatever the normal is, it is standing at that only. There's not much of worry as such as of now. You did mention about the distribution of rainfall, a little uneven. Yes, I think we had some a little more anxious movements by the end of July. Okay, wherein Bihar was staring at almost some drought conditions in some pockets. Eastern parts of Uttar Pradesh had some district where the rainfall was very, very scanty. Similarly, even central parts, Marathwada was staring at very poor rainfall. Down south also some pockets. But then what this break monsoon has done now, it is giving rainfall over those pockets which were little deficit, be it little Bihar, be it over Marathwada, be it down south, parts of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. It's a little better off. Yes, still it is not as much as we desire over, say, Bihar for that matter. Northeast India perpetually it still remains deficit by almost about 40%, both Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal, that remains. But then otherwise, by and large, there is a little improvement I see in what we saw in the last interview. That is about 2 weeks back or so. Yes, Ashisha.
Understand that point, and you're still telling us that it is not a concern. But Mr. Sharma, if you can also tell us, will this be a concern for the agriculture sector and for water storage for the rest of the year?
See, agriculture sector, like I said, break monsoon condition, there were those parts where it was raining earlier, they have taken a break. Be it Rajasthan, be it Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. So any long break over those parts, it becomes a little matter of concern, and it is particularly for the soft crops which are there, say soybean or so, it is the farmers have displayed definitely a concern that the getting harmed, the crop is getting harmed because of this long dry spell which is there over those parts. Okay, but then the silver lining is that we are going to come in a revival of monsoon now, because a fresh monsoon system is going to form anytime soon in the Bay of Bengal. Already a precursor to that, a circulation is persisting. It becomes a low pressure area tomorrow, which later during the week and even till midweek next, it will keep traveling over parts of eastern parts of the country, central parts of the country, and go right up to the westernmost border areas, that's South Rajasthan and adjoining Gujarat. So this is the system which will give a decent moderate to intense rainfall activity over the parts where it is a concern as of now. So the deficiency which we are seeing, mind you, month of August, as of today, it is 30% short of rainfalls. Shortfall is 30%. It is not a small figure in the month of August itself. Okay, and any further shortfall, obviously it raises concern. It becomes a matter of worry. But then, as I said, possibly in the next about 5-6 days, starting on about, say, I put it across 14th, 15th or so, another 2 days time, the rainfall pattern will change, the pockets will change. The earlier where we had the foothills like parts of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and all, the rainfall will be more concentrated along the central parts of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra even, and right up to Gujarat and South Rajasthan also. Okay, I hope this pattern will remain, and there are indications that possibly after this system, particular system which I mentioned, gets exhausted, there could be another one following it, which gives a good sign. So there are no anxious moments I see for the month of August, though there is a shortfall as of now, but possibly partially at least it will get covered. And as far as the water bodies are concerned, they will be in a decent shape. The reservoirs, dams, etc. I don't see any major concern for that. They also will get sufficient water, be it the central part, be it the western parts. We will have a decent spell of rainfall. Overall, it's going to be a good picture as far as the monsoon halfway through the season and even for the month of August also. Yes, for the month of September, I think we have to look for that. Uh, uh, there are some parameters which are not supporting that well, but then it's too early to say about that. We have it sometime next when we speak, but as of now, yes, there are no major concerns. Yes.
Okay, so no concerns for the rest of the month, for the month of August. But Mr. Sharma, since we are talking just ahead of the long weekend and since most of us have planned our weekend, if you can tell us, especially for Mumbai and Delhi, for the upcoming weekend, what is the forecast looking like?
I'm afraid not a very good scenario coming up. Rains. Mumbai hasn't seen any rain for the last 10 days. Okay, it's practically it has typical Mumbai rains were missing. Uh, in this 12 days or so of this month of August, Mumbai has accumulated just about 65 millimeter rainfall. Just a peanut for a city of Mumbai, which is known for hefty rains in the month of August. Mind you, the total rainfall, normal rainfall is about 585 millimeter. So you have to catch up with that. But good news, yes, you said weekend. I think it is around that time only when it starts building up, possibly in the weekend, which is say 16th, 17th itself. Some good showers, heavy showers also will be there, and it will spill over to the start of the next week. I say between 16, 17, 18, 19, there could be some heavy spell. Mumbai will have some heavy to very heavy rains. Typical Mumbai rain we can have, and Mumbai that weekend approaching weekend, it may not be all that good from the weather front as such. Yes, Ashisha.
Okay, so if you're planning your long weekend, then you need to take cognizance of what Mr. Sharma
Yes.
just said. Sir, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here today on ET Now and helping us understand what the outlook for the rest of the monsoon season looks like. Thanks so much for joining us
Thanks.
today.
Thanks, Ashisha.
But shifting